All right, guys, good morning. Good morning. Welcome aboard to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. It is Friday, February 11th, 2022. Let's go ahead and talk about the market, shall we? Like we do every single morning. Before we begin, bottom right-hand corner of your screen, little white logo, click on that, turn on notifications, subscribe to our channel. Like our videos if you do love these every day. Really do appreciate it. One quick housekeeping note. I am leaving for Colorado first thing in the morning. So again, I do have to pack tonight. So no aftermarket recap today. No morning note or after recap, market recap all next week since I will be out. Not this Monday coming up after the Super Bowl. The Monday after is President's Day. So that's a holiday too. So I'll see you in 2 Tuesdays. So just a heads up. We will have the live blogging on Twitter. Of course, Instagram will still be up, but then I will be away for about a week. So just wanted to give you a heads up. If you see nothing in terms of YouTube or anything like that, don't freak out. Nothing has changed. It's just I'll be out. Turn notifications as always. So again, you get the next video that comes up right to your phone or to your computer. All right, let's talk about it. The Dow is up 31 points. Pre-market, we were down at the lows earlier overnight. Right around when London opened, right around 3 a.m., that's when the buying started coming in. Nasdaq's up 0.17, S&P at 4504, Russell 2000 up 0.24% at 2054. Treasury yields are down this morning. That's usually a good sign. Looks like could have been just an overshoot after Bullard's comments, 1993. We were up above 2% yesterday. Dollar index is up 0.27%, 95.80. The VIX is red nearly 1%, rejected a key level of 24.86. Actually, around 25 was the level that it rejected overnight. You could see now it's at 23.64. There is a cross between, again, this is just the hourly chart. VIX is not a tradable security. Again, it's just an index. You could see that 100-day moving average and the 200-day kind of lining up here, kind of crossing. And you could see possibly that's probably the target. That's going to be 22.67 or so for the day is what I'm expecting. Crude oil is up 1.15% this morning. Again, been talking about crude oil almost every day. $100 a barrel is my target. I still have XOP long, so I'm long energy. $2.68 for gasoline futures, up 0.56%. Gold is down again, $18.28 an ounce, down 0.46%. $23.07 for silver futures, negative 1.90%. Taking a look at Forex, 1.1393, down 33 pips for the euro dollar, and the dollar yen is down 115.93, down about 6 pips. Let's take a look at Bitcoin now trading at 43,755. Nice bottom or nice bounce off around 42.8 or so overnight. Ethereum futures are up at 31.26. Let's go and take a look at some pre-market movers this morning. Then I'll take a look at some charts and what I'm looking for and go from there. Affirm, remember they had their earnings that were leaked a little too early, but again, that wasn't the reason why the stock went down. It was really weak guidance in EPS, down 9% pre-market. Cleveland Cliffs is down 4.68% pre-market. Let's see what else. Apple's up 0.14%. JP Morgan, I have the 160 calls in JPM. It's really frustrating because really after Bullard's comments, yields soared, but yet banks went down, which is just the worst. It makes no sense. But yesterday was a complete stop run, complete stop hunt where everyone was just going short and selling. That's what happened yesterday. Microsoft up 0.32%. Disney's up about 0.5%. Boeing up 0.34%. We caught Boeing earlier in the week. Meta, which is Facebook, up 0.58%. Nvidia up nearly 1%. Under Armour reported earnings, but they have issues in terms of supply chain. That didn't help traders or investors see Under Armour as value, down 1.8%. AMD up nearly 1%. Twitter up nearly 1%. And Ford up 0.44%. Lucid up green. PayPal up 0.55%. Tesla up 0.53%. And Airbnb up 2.23%. Booking holdings up 1% this morning. That's where we are pre-market. Let me close this up here. Let's take a look at some charts here on S&P futures. You can see yesterday the really big fall that we had, really off Bullard's comments. We tested that key support here right around 44.50, 44.60, and then we bounced. I'm expecting us to break above 45.15, probably within the 10 o'clock hour. Once we get there, we should get at least 45.33 on the 50-day. I'm expecting just a retrace. All we did really, guys, if we go ahead and stretch this out a little bit, is we retested Tuesday's levels. That's all we did. we retested the breakout. Again, you can see the breakout came here around Tuesday 10 a.m. We came back up, and then we just retested. Now I expect us to get to at least 45.39, if not 45.40. And then where we go from there, I mean, we could just chop around between 45.10 to around 45.25 for the time being. But again, we could test all the highs on the top end of the level here of the range, which is right around 45.81. Remember, we talked about that either this is pretty much a bull trap or it's going to be a breakout. We did break above it slightly. We didn't close above it. But again, 1, 2, 3, 4, almost a quad top. The more we knock on the door, the more likely we're going to break down. And the last time we had, you know, kind of a quad bottom, you could see we did reverse to the upside too at 42.60. But again, these were a little more bundled in together as opposed to the more of the double top that you see here. You could see kind of a double top as well. But again, really is good to see that support held up at 44.50. Really just like kind of an overreaction to Fed Governor Bullard's comments regarding the Fed rate hikes. I mean, we talked about that for a little bit. I guess if we do 50 basis point rate hike, again, that's going to go ahead and save off inflation, which is a good sign. Just rip off the bandage. But for the real most part, it looks like, according to Bloomberg, the Fed has not agreed to a 50 basis point hike. I think they're leaning more to a 25 and kind of wait and see approach. If by March we do get a 25 basis point hike, that's probably bullish for the market since everyone's expecting 50 basis points. So that's kind of hanging over traders' heads right now. Let's go ahead and answer some questions. Good morning. Happy Friday, William. Good morning, calls for SPY. Thanks a lot. I'm in SPY already. I'm in the 454 calls. So again, I just need to look for 53.39 is the level I'm looking for, and I should be able to get that today. Again, this nice bounce is what I was expecting overnight. 45.10 is the first level. If we can get that at the open, that'd be a very strong sign. I'm expecting a squeeze to the upside. More than likely, we'll probably just kind of get around 45.40 and kind of hang around here. Worst case scenario, we'll probably close at 45.10. That's the lowest I think we go today. Thoughts on oil futures? Oil futures, again, I'm still bullish. I'm still bullish on oil. I think we get to $100 anyways. I don't trade oil futures as much since they are monthly expiry, not quarterly. Let's see. What do you think financials will do upcoming? Well, right now we are seeing a little bit of a bounce, but not tons because interest rates are down this morning. So you can see XLF, the financial ETF, is right around, is down about 5 cents pre-market. It really is watching TNX, which is your 10-year yield. Again, I expect it to go up. I expect financials to go up as we get higher rates. You can see the daily on the 10-year on TNX. Really, the next level is around 21.5, which will be 2.1%. That's your next resistance. If we break that, then you start going higher and higher and higher, obviously. But again, this level right here, 1963 was big. We broke above it. Now the question is, do we hold above 1963? That's your support. So I am bullish financials for the time being, absolutely. Thank you, John. He says that enjoy my vacation. I appreciate that. Hope you guys have a great vacation week. No, I'm on vacation. Everyone else is working. I hate to say that, but listen, the staff takes their vacation, and I obviously handle when I need to handle things, so no big deal. Microsoft triple bottom, thoughts on a call on the open? If you go for next week, I'm not against it. To doing the same day, it'll be a little tricky. You can see here, yep, that's kind of a triple bottom here. I would take a look at possibly next week's 305s or 310s, depending on the volume. Again, if you get some really good movement to the upside, then Microsoft isn't terrible. If you really want to be a little prudent, I would wait for that 310 break and then possibly trade the 315s instead. Microsoft's a great company. It's just going inside here, pretty much sideways action since really last Wednesday. On the 30 minutes chart. I don't look at the 30-minute chart, but I'll take a look with you. Yeah, I see what you see. But again, to be prudent, I would say wait for 310. 305 could be resistance. So again, I would wait for 310 to break. That would be a $5 clearance above. You think NVIDIA will run up before earnings? Usually they do. Obviously, good news is that AMD had a great quarter. So NVIDIA's IV will be juiced, meaning their premiums will be juiced. More than likely, we'll probably get to 280 on NVIDIA. After that, 280 seems to be that short-term resistance. But 300 by the end of the year is pretty much a given to me. I think definitely they'll break above 300. I love NVIDIA. I own it. But I think 280 would probably be the best bet. I would wait for earnings instead. I'd rather not play their earnings ahead of time. But 280 is my target on NVIDIA. That's what I'm really waiting for. But it's a great company. AMD reported great earnings, so did Qualcomm. So unless there's something I'm missing with NVIDIA that I don't know of, then there you go. This week has been kind of weird, to be honest with you. We had a really great Wednesday. We had a great Tuesday. The only issues is things you can't control. Now I want to kind of go upon that. I had some Tesla calls this week. Right when I got in, it was a breakout. What you had was SEC headlines against Elon. That dropped. I also had JPM and Coinbase calls with the run-up on crypto. Everything was going fine. Coinbase was actually green yesterday right around 11:30, about 10%. And then what happens? Bullard's comments hit. So as a trader, sometimes you have things that go against your control, and you can have all the analysis in the world, but there is outside factors on it, and sometimes you get hit. So I wouldn't be to the point of discouraged. It happens. It happened to me tons of times during the last administration, during President Trump's administration, when all it took was one tweet, one China comment, and that's it. Ruin your position on a trade. So again, good news, we don't have any Fed speakers today. I don't know if we have any for next week that I know of. Let me see if I can take a look at next week's economic reports or calendar. Let's go ahead to next week. This is from Forex Factory. Next Tuesday, we have PPI, which is Producer Price Index. We already know inflation's high, so what exactly are we missing? We have retail sales on Wednesday. We have FOMC meeting minutes Wednesday. That's just talking about their last meeting. Nothing really to think about. Bullard speaks again Thursday at 11, and Mester speaks at 5 p.m. on Thursday. So let's see if Bullard changes his tune or maybe backtracks a little next Thursday. That's really the overhang that you have in terms of risk. Other than that, kind of the same song, same dance. Super Bowl Sunday. I kind of did some research last night. There really isn't an indicator for a Super Bowl. People like to say, oh, if the NFC wins, then the stock market goes up. If the AFC wins, stocks go down. It doesn't make a difference for the most part. But historically speaking, I did a little research, according to LPL research, that the week after the Super Bowl tends to be better than the week before the Super Bowl. That's as vague as it gets. That's all they said. So again, if you're kind of trading based on who's going to win or who's not, I wouldn't. If you're kind of betting on the Super Bowl, I guess just keep it that way. Don't involve stocks. I'm going to bet on the Bengals. I think Colorado has legalized gambling where I'm staying at the hotel. Hopefully I can use my phone to make a small little $100 bet on the Bengals just to win. Have a little fun. Why not? So again, I have no dog in this fight. My Cowboys shit the bed. Nothing new. But I hope the Bengals bring a championship to Cincinnati. The Rams already have a title, so I can't really say, oh, yeah, they deserve one. I'm going to go with the Bengals there. Let's see here. Thoughts on Pelosi's Roblox calls? I mean, I like Roblox. I own Roblox. So, again, I guess that's fine by me if she has calls. I mean, I really don't worry what others are doing, to be honest with you. Thoughts on Apple for next week? Apple, I do love the company, as you know that, but we need to get above 176.76 before you do anything. I wouldn't do anything here. Take care. Your team is a gem. Thank you so much. What do you think of Affirm? Affirm, their guidance wasn't great. I would kind of stay away from this company, to be honest with you. There's some other companies that are doing better on the high beta side. Again, you could talk about Upstart doing well. You could talk about, what was that other company that Twilio did well. But Affirm, I mean, nothing against the company at all, but their numbers weren't that great in terms of guidance. Maybe if you want to go ahead and maybe take a look at 46.50 for a buy of support, that's up to you, but I don't want to own it. I'm fine. Nothing against Affirm, by the way, but again, as credit, consumer credit goes up, remember Affirm is on the hook for that. So again, they're another credit company. So again, if all it takes is some people not to pay. And looking at Affirm, they really kind of target the subprime borrowers too at some high interest rates. I saw Affirm for sneakers. That's pretty scary if you need to make payments on sneakers with Affirm. So that may be a ticking time bomb. Again, nothing against Affirm, but again, just seeing that people need credit to buy sneakers. That scares me a little bit. That tells me that consumers are a little overstretched in terms of buying things. So I would not say get into Affirm personally. I'm not a fan of it. Carlos, what are your thoughts on American Airlines, DAL, these levels? I own DAL, so again, DAL is great. Has been on fire. We caught calls on that this week. Again, I expect airlines to bounce back in a huge way, but again, airlines need to break 45.89. Delta Airlines, that's the big resistance. That's your double top. Taking a look at AAL, kind of very similar. Looks like it's going to break here right around 1943, and then you could target 22. So I'm bullish airlines, absolutely. What about Facebook calls? Facebook call never broke my alert. Really, I had some unusual options activity, but it hasn't been doing much. Oh, excuse me. Give me a second, guys. Oh my God, I was trying to sneeze. Anyways, Facebook here on the 1 hour. I mean, it's not much going on. You have to wait for 235.50 to break before you can do anything. Again, I think Facebook is way oversold, but again, looks like the bears are still in control here. Thoughts on market sentiment moving forward? I'm still bullish. Again, The Economist just came out with a note saying, is the ride over? What I've usually noticed is that Barron's and The Economist magazine, they're pretty much late to the party most of the time. When things are good, they kind of wait months and then they post, oh, things are great. That's usually the sign that things are going to go the opposite side. Same thing with Barron's. Today they put is the ride over. That's The Economist. More than likely, that's indicative of a bottom. Again, our bottom was called, guys. Remember, you were with me a couple of weeks ago. I said 42.60. That's as low as you're going to get this year. I know a lot of people who want it lower, but it's just not going to happen. I mean, at the end of the day, the Fed is still expanding the balance sheet, mind you. I mean, everyone thinks that they're stopping anything. They haven't stopped anything. So again, I watch what people do, not what people say. That's the key. So a lot of mergers and acquisitions as well. So that's not something you see in a recession for the most part. Companies are not buying companies at a premium like the way Microsoft and Activision are. What Microsoft and Activision, that merger or that buyout, that usually isn't indicative of a continuation to the lower end or a top, personally. But I'm still bleeding bullish forward, so I'm not even going to look at my phone when I'm out. So that tells you how much confidence I have in the market. Well, guys, we'll leave it there. Have a great rest of your weekend. I will catch you 2 Tuesdays from now on the morning note and aftermarket recap. Have a great rest of your time away or your time trading. Wish you the best of luck. Of course, we'll be on Instagram. We'll be on Twitter. The team will be handling, and I'll see you guys later. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Go Bengals. Catch you guys later.